Hi everyone, it's Stache. Today, lucky you, I am going to make Italian wedding soup. I know. I looked this up because I thought Italian wedding soup, they make a soup for a wedding? That's not what it means. From what I read, it means it's the marrying together of the meat with the vegetables. So it's Italian wedding soup, but you can have it at a wedding if you want to. It's a little bit of work, but this is so worth it. It's so incredibly healthy. It's so everything your body needs, plus the taste is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Now, I want to tell you something. I years ago, I don't remember when this came out, bought this book, Ina Garten. She is the goddess of cooking. I'm sure you've heard of her. She's on the cooking channel, and in her book, I didn't come up with this recipe on my own. However, I must say I have made modifications to it that you may want to do or you may not want to do. That's up to you. But this is what I did because sometimes finding ingredients is not easy in the stores near you. And the stores near me didn't have a couple of the exact items. So I bought similar items for it. But I'll go over that with you. So anyway, this is Barefoot Contessa. It is a Back to Basics cookbook. You can get them all over the place, I'm sure. I'm sure she sold billions of them. And on page 72 and 73, it gives the recipe, and it has beautiful pictures and everything else. But we don't need that. But I'm going to follow her recipe, and then I'm going to tell you what changes I made to it to conform to the stores that I have around. Okay, so let's go. One of the first things it's saying, let me put my book over here and just set a few things up. One of the first things it says is 3/4 pound of ground chicken. Couldn't find it. However, I did find turkey meat, which is similar. You know, it's a bird. So anyway, I'm going to use that. It says 3/4 pound. This is a pound. I'm going to use the whole thing because you know what? I don't know what to do with the other portion of the meat. It'll probably just go to waste. So guess what? It goes in the container just like that. Now another thing it said is a 1/2 pound of chicken sausage with the casings removed. That's a lot of work. I don't want to do that. But I couldn't find chicken sausage. So what did I find? I found pork sausage. Maybe, you know, it's the other white meat. So, you know, I don't know why it's a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to take it, half of it. Just break it in half. If I can get it apart here. You know how this goes. But this adds flavor. Ooh, ooh. I'm going to have to wash my hands after this one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. I don't like. So I now have, I put the full pound of turkey meat in here. I put 1/2 pound of pork sausage. This is mild. You can get it hot. I don't think the soup really is one that should be hot with all the other ingredients. There's so many things. And the hot may have a tendency to kind of take away from all the other flavors. So I went mild on that. And I have 3/4 cup of white breadcrumbs. Now you can buy these in the store, but you know, it's pretty easy to do. I made these. I just took some bread that I had, some white bread that wasn't being used, and I put it in my food processor back there. I put it in there and I ground it all up. I put it on a sheet pan, spread it out evenly, and put it in the oven at about 350 degrees. Watch it. It's like toasting bread. You can burn it. So you want to check it every few minutes and just turn it over until it reaches this wonderful, wonderful consistency. Just like that. So this is 3/4 cup of the white breadcrumbs. Where does it go? Right in there. Okay, that one's done. Now, let me set this out of the way. I'm going to take 1 clove of garlic. I don't do things exactly, so this is 1 clove. Unless you're baking, then you have to be pretty exact when you bake. So I'm just taking the 1 clove. This is a large clove, as you can tell. See there? Large clove, and I just sliced her like this, so it spreads apart like that. And then with your knife, just chop it up. It's that easy. You're going to come to the end. Ooh, I don't want to cut my fingers off. Okay. Come to the end and just give a little zhuzhing there. There we go. Where does that go? In the bowl. Scrape it off my finger. Oh, there's a little extra piece there. That garlic gives such amazing flavor. Okay, pull the bowl back over here. 3 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley. Now, let me show you. This is Italian parsley. And if you notice the leaf, it's not curly parsley. This has more flavor. So all you do is, I'm going to eye this. I'm not going to put this in a measuring cup. Just, you want to take basically, oh, look at all that garlic on that side of the knife. No, that's got to go in there. And just kind of cut the ends off like that. Set that over here. Regroup it. Watch your fingers. And just mince it. Now, I mean, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could take all these little stems off, but they're so tender, they work out just great. Now, if you want to chop them like this, just go like this. Rock it. That's all you have to do. Just rock it. And this adds that really wonderful fresh element to it. All we do, take that. Where does it go? Into the bowl. That's simple. I don't want to waste. I'm not a waster. There we go. And this soup, oh my God, it's so wonderful. It lasts forever. You know, so you can take part of it and freeze it and then save it for next week if you want to. So if you don't want to eat the whole thing at one time. Okay, so we did the fresh parsley. Now, she's calling for 1/4 cup of Pecorino Romano cheese. Don't have that. And 1/4 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I got that one. So what did I do here? I took this. Now I think I probably will. This is a 1/2 cup scoop. And I'm going to take, so it wants 1/2 cup of that. Where does it go? Right in there. That's simple. So I have extra for later on. We're going to put it in the soup. Okay? Now, 3 tablespoons of milk. Just regular milk. I did already measure this out, but it's 3 tablespoons of milk. These are binders. It's going to bind everything together. Oh, this is so wonderful. Okay, and then we did the cheese, milk, 1 extra large egg. So I found this extra large egg, and we are going to, oh, she's ready to go. Look at that. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Twins! We got twins! Oh, that's got to be good luck somewhere. Oh, that has got to be good luck. I told you this was a good recipe, but so we're just going to lightly scramble them. That's all we're doing. Okay, there we go. That one's done. Where does it go? Right in there. This is so simple. Okay, and the last, ooh, I got stuff on me. Ooh, gooey. I'm going to take, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a teaspoon of salt. Now I use kosher salt because Ina does too. I actually learned that from Ina, kosher salt. So I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to take 1/2 teaspoon of ground pepper. I like a little bit coarser, but not really coarse, kind of a medium coarse. Okay? That's all you do. So look at that baby. Isn't she beautiful? She's stunning. She's a stunner. And now you don't want to make the meatballs dense. Nobody likes something dense. So you take a fork, just a regular fork, and you start combining them together. Now this will take a little while to do, but remember, you are mixing together the sausage along with the turkey and all the other elements in here. So we want to get it in good consistency. Okay, that's done. Now, just get a tablespoon, you know, your dinner table spoons. That's all you need to do. And just take a portion. Now these are not going to be gigantic. I'm going to show you what I do. I just take this much and I just lightly roll them. Don't do this. Lightly roll them because you want them flaky. Look at that. Look at that baby. Isn't she pretty? She's a pretty. And we just do that all the way through. It's going to make quite a few. But let me tell you, you're going to be searching for these puppy dogs in that soup because they are so good. Now, if you... Okay, we have 2 left. Look how perfect. Now if I could count, wasn't very good at math, but you know, who cares? Judge Judy says she's not very good at math either, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, 15, about 18. Oh, I gotta get this goo off my hands. Oh. Okay, got it all done. Look at these babies. Look at, oh! Oh! By the way, put it on parchment paper. It's easier cleanup, but it almost slid onto the floor right now, and that wouldn't have been good. So, I'm putting it into the oven, 350 degrees, pre-warm it, so it's at that temperature. And it's going to cook for, oh, I forgot how long it cooks for now. Cook for about 30 minutes, just watch them. But these are wonderful, and the cheese, oh God, it's fabulous. So here we go. Right into the oven. In a half hour, they'll be done. Next, okay, now we're actually making the soup with the chicken broth and the vegetables and things like that. So what you're going to need, 3 carrots. I've already trimmed the ends and I peeled them. 1, you can use a brown onion, a yellow onion, not a red onion, different type. I chose a brown onion. That's what I have on stock. And 2 stalks of celery. I did trim the ends off, and I just washed and made sure everything is clean. And dill, fresh dill. You can get it in the store. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to find, but sometimes they have it in the packages. So this came and it was all in a little package and it was crumped like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to skin that off. But first, let's start. I'm going to come over here. We need to have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to coat the pan really good. Turn it on. There we go. Okay. We're going to cut up the onion. Now I cut it in half, as I said. Cut it in half. Find the most stable side. This one here is a wider bottom. So we're going to just sit her on her little Heineken there. And just very carefully with a sharp knife, keep your fingers out of the way, because it can really hurt when you cut yourself. But people are more apt to cut themselves with a dull knife than they are with a sharp knife. Now remember, I have the oil going. That's heating up. And we're going to put the onions in first, and then I do them in stages. The carrots will probably go in next, but I'm going to get these onions in right away. I just take this like the very end, and I just chop it freehand like that. And set those aside right there. Let's go on to the carrots now. Same thing, I'm going to cut the carrot in half. Find a solid base for it. Fingers out of the way. I'm serious. And they can rock, so you have to be really careful and cut it all the way through, just like that. See? Now I like to go down and do it one more time. That was a little thin. But these carrots are like a dog's hind leg. There we go. Okay, that's one. And we're going to cut them all up, stabilize it. Do that. Now this is a little bit smaller carrot, so I could probably get away. Let's see. Let's just do the same treatment for all of them. There we go. And one last one. Now this one's thick. You can see the base there. Okay? Find it. It's got a rock. There. Makes me a little nervous. I don't want to cut myself, and I certainly don't want to do it on the show. There we go. There. And one more. There we go. Now, what we're going to do, just stack them up together, just like this. And just, now you want to keep the size of the carrot bits fairly equal because they'll cook at the same time period. But if you don't do that, you're going to have some overcooked carrots and some undercooked carrots. Okay, now the celery. So it's 2 stalks. I'm going to cut down through the center of it. Use the tip of your knife. So hold your knife and just take it and cut it just like that. That's all you have to do. Turn it upside down so it's the round side up. And just go for it. Keeping the fingers out of the way. Okay, that's one done. And we have one more. Same procedure. There we go. Whoops. I'm losing. I don't have enough room here. It's a lot of vegetables, but it adds so much flavor. It's so wonderful. These other vegetables are in my way. Okay. I think our meatballs are ready too. So I need to take those out. Oh, it's getting hot in the kitchen now. Look at that. So I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to take a look at those. Look at those wonderful vegetables. There we go. Okay? Take them over here. And this might sizzle when I put it in. Oh, that sound. Ah, it's so good. There. I think I'm going to turn that temperature down. We have the flame down. Don't want it too, you don't want it too high. It'll burn them. And you don't want to burn them. You want to soften them. And we're going to put these in here and let them cook for about 6 minutes or so until they soften. Meanwhile, I am going to take the meatballs out of the oven. So let's see what they look like. Are you ready? I am. Okay. Oh my heavens, look at this. Oh. Look at that. Are those not amazing? Those are stunners. I don't know how to shut this off. Cancel. Okay. That's done. Everything's canceled. Okay, so the meatballs are done. I'm going to bring my cutting board back over here and I'm going to cut up the dill. It has the most, you know, they make dill pickles. This is what they make it with. So what you're going to do, once again, with your knife, is just kind of take the little branches off. Now, these little stems on these can be a little thick. So I don't think you want to put that in. This is about, we're going to do about 1/4 cup of dill, but we're not putting that in right away. So we're just prepping this for now. So cooking is about a lot of preparation. And as you saw with the meatballs, which are wonderful, now we're just going to mince this up. If you do have some stems in here, no big deal. They're going to cook and they'll be tender. But you want to take the big ones down. Let's see if we have anything in here that we don't like. Maybe one there. Okay, so this one's ready for later. We don't need it right now. Back over here. Let me see. Oh, I need a wooden spoon. And I'm going to stir this and get them coated with the oil because you want them to cook. There was a jumper on the side over here, so I'm putting that in. Now, I want to salt these and pepper them. So I'm going to take a half a teaspoon of pepper, and I'm going to take probably, not a tablespoon, that might be too much, a teaspoon of kosher salt. And voila, sis boom ba, she's been salted. So, stir that in. And let her just slowly cook until they become like fork tender. That's all you have to do. And then we'll go on, and we're going to move on and put the chicken broth and other things in, but we'll wait. Okay? Okay, guys, the vegetables are soft, but they're not overcooked. Nobody likes overcooked vegetables, and I'm one of them. But look how beautiful those are. They're stunning. They're beautiful. That's the base. Now what we're going to do, okay, the recipe calls for 10 cups of homemade chicken broth. And let me tell you, she's absolutely right. If you have homemade chicken broth, it is by far better. By far better. However, I don't have it. I do know how to make it, and I have made it in the past. And someday I'll show you how to do that too. It's easy. It just takes time. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to add, I'm going to turn my flame up a little bit here, just a little, and I'm going to pour the chicken broth in. Now remember, when we pour this in, let me just set that in there. Ooh, this one's full. This is full. So, when I poured it, this is a 4-cup measure. There we go. That's in there. Okay. Now I'm going to give it a stir. You know, once around the old potteroni. There we go. And we have the flame. Now this is when you want to turn the flame up because you want this to start boiling, because I'm going to put the pasta in. And it's like we're boiling pasta in just salty water. It's the same concept. That's what we're doing. So here we go. We're not going to do that yet. Oh, I forgot something. It also calls for a half cup of dry white wine. So I got one. It's Chardonnay. And it's a pretty good one. I mean, it's not $75 a bottle, but it's good. And you like to drink it. So if you like to drink it, then you can cook with it. And I'm going to, okay, I'm going to do it. I thought I'll just pour it in. Here's a half cup measurement. There we go. How about a little extra splash? Just because I want to. It's that simple. Now, I did salt things, and I did pepper. You saw me do that, right? Okay. But towards the end, after we get all the ingredients in there, you want to take a spoon and taste it and see if it meets your taste level. Okay? That's all we're going to do. So now we just have to bring this to a boil, and when we do, it will be ready for the pasta. Now, I don't know if you could see it from this angle, but you probably saw it over the sink. While we had a little break, while the meatballs were in the oven and everything else, cameraman and I decided that we were going to redecorate. So, we redecorated, and we put a picture above the sink, which I'm sure you will agree it's a stunner, because guess what? I picked that one out. So I like it. I'm taking the credit for that. Yeah, I know. But that's what I am. A credit hog. That's what I am. Okay. We'll be back. Okay, guys, guess what? The soup is boiling, the broth, you know, all that stuff that we put together. Now is when I have to add the pasta. Now, I chose a mini bow tie. Can you see that? Just a little mini bow tie. Boy, the heat coming off that is strong. I'm getting a facial. Anyway, that's what I'm choosing. All you do is just pour her right in there. Voila. Give her a stir. And we cook it for 8 minutes. And then I'll add more stuff to it. And we're coming to the end. We're really, really close. We're almost ready to eat. Well, at least I'm ready to eat. But you can make this too. make it? It's so easy. Here we go. Okay, guys, the pasta's been in. The timer's about ready to go off. I think it has about a half a minute to go. And then we're going to look at it. I'm next going to add the dill. This adds that, oh, such a wonderful flavor. Just amazing. After that, the very end, I'm going to put in, this is baby spinach. You can see how they are, but it's very tender. It's so wonderful. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I did it. Put that in. That cooks just very, very quickly. So healthy. It's full of something. I don't know what it's full of, but you know, a lot of vitamins. And then at the very end, I'm going to put the meatballs in. But you know, I need to tell you something. The cameraman ate 2 of them already. I couldn't stop him. I don't know what to do about him. He's close to getting tan. Yeah. Probably not. No. I had a lot. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Ready? Look at that. Oh! Gosh. I'm getting a steam bath here. So, I'm just going to take the dill. Here we go. In there. And that fragrance. Oh, look at that. Look how pretty she is. She just got salted and peppered with dill. This doesn't really have to cook. It just kind of gets a little bit more tender. We'll put that in there. Now, let that sit for just a second. Like I said, this is, I forgot what it is, about 12 ounces of baby spinach. You can get it very easy to find. And here we go. We're going to put this in. You know what? I think I'm going to do it differently. Pardon me. Don't look at my drawers, even though I try to clean them up. See here? Right there? Mm-hmm. Yep. The cameraman did it. But he was hungry. He was complaining. We're going to put them in, gently put them in. Now we're not cooking them. Remember, they're already cooked. We're just warming them up. Remember, these are turkey, not chicken, and they do have pork sausage in there. So if you don't eat pork, for whatever reason it is, you don't eat it, that's fine. You can find chicken. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Or you can find turkey sausage. By the way, make this with uncooked turkey sausage. Don't get the pre-cooked one. It'll ruin the meatballs. Okay? There we go. And we have one more to go. Well, you know what? Since cameraman can do it, watch this. Let's see. Oh. They are so good. Look at that. I'm chomping, sorry. Oh, they are really good. That sausage is not overpowering. Has a little tingle to it, but nothing amazing. Like amazingly bad is what I mean. And now I'm gonna put that down. The final step. The final step is put the spinach in. Now you know spinach. This much spinach going in will come out and cooked. It'll be about the size of the palm of your hand. So, but this will be all in here. Talk about healthy. Look at that. Okay. We're going to let that cook a minute or so, and we'll be back. Guess what? It's ready. So now I'm going to taste it, just to taste the levels of salt and pepper in it, just the seasonings a little bit, and then it's ready to serve. Oh, the sucker is heavy. This is a heavy one. Look how beautiful she is. So let me just do this. Now I'm just going to taste the broth just a little bit. But she's going to be hot. It's dripping. I'm going to put a little extra in. I'm going to put some salt in. Remember, it's kosher salt. That's probably, there you go. That's probably a teaspoon. And some ground black pepper. There we go. Now I'm going to take this pasta wing or whatever that's called. I don't know what it's called. Somebody, if you know what it's called, leave it in the comments, okay? So I don't look so stupid all the time. Okay, we stirred this in. Look at this. Look at this loveliness. I'm going to take this. I use this, and then I use the ladle to get the broth. Look at that. Oh, that's 3 meatballs in that one. Oh, well, let's see here. How about 4? Do that one there. I think there were about 18 meatballs, and these are good sized meatballs. Okay. There we go. Now all we do, and I have a little, we put at the very end, we're going to put Parmesan cheese over the top of it. Oh. Hey cameraman, does that look good? Good. Okay. He's unable to speak. Okay. There we go. Look at that. That's 2 bowls, and look how much is left in here. This is crazy. See that, cameraman? There we go. And now, some more Parmesan cheese. This is wonderful. Is it Parmigiano Reggiano? I think I call it that backwards. But anyway, put some right on the top. It gives a little bite to it. Oh, look at that. Now, some spoons. Look, I left the burner on. I'm known for doing that. I'm amazed I haven't burned the place down by now. But thankfully, there's nothing here that'll catch fire. So, whatever. There. Okay, cameraman. You try that one. And I'll try this one. I'm afraid to try it. It looks so hot. Oh, you can smell the spinach. Oh. Okay, I'm going to cut into the meatball. Oh, it looks so hot. Oh, if I drop, even the bowl is hot. Pray for me, please. Oh. I can't talk with my mouth full. Okay, please try this one. You'll love it. And there's so much of it. It'll last for days. Depends upon how many you're feeding, but like a couple of people, it'll last easily 2-3 days. You can have it for lunch and the dinner the next night if you want to. Get some like French bread, some crusty bread, put it in the oven, put some olive oil on it, some salt and pepper, and eat it with this. It's wonderful. Okay, I have other great recipes coming up soon. I am making carrot cake. I think you may have seen it on Instagram, but I'm going to be making that, filming a video on it very, very soon, and that will be up. We have other ones coming, so please subscribe. I'm spitting up like a baby. Please subscribe, and I will see you the next time. Thanks for watching.